Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Praetorian and welcome to Europa Universalis 4. In today's video we're going to be talking about the options for the poll for the next campaign that we're going to be playing with EU4 when the Dharma DLC releases, or when I can get my hands on it. I'm going to ask for early access, but we'll see if I'm granted it. If I am, Paradox gives it to me. They usually lift the embargo. I would imagine it'd probably be somewhere on the September 2nd, September 3rd, somewhere around there is when we'd be able to start this series. If not, then obviously we wouldn't be able to start it until Dharma releases, which is September 6th. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that ends up going. But yeah, really looking forward to the campaign. Which country we're going to be playing is going to be based on this vote. You can go ahead and vote now if you want. There's a little white bubble up here in the top right corner that you're going to click on, and then it'll give you access to the poll. There's going to be 5 options available there. I actually originally had 7 countries that you could vote for, and I recorded this thinking that I could have all 7 countries in the poll. So this is the second time I've recorded this video, which is why it's coming out on Sunday night instead of Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I just didn't know that the YouTube polls only allow you to have 5 options. So yeah, you can go ahead and vote now, or you can stick around for this video where I'm going to go over all those options, what we'd be doing in those campaigns, what our goals would be, stuff like that, kind of telling you more about the campaign. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. As far as what mods we're going to be playing, we're going to be playing with any mods. This is going to be a straight vanilla experience, guys, because this is my first time playing EU4 on the channel in 2.5 years, guys. That's how long it's been since we've had this game on the channel, because I didn't like the direction the developers took the game for a while. I was really irritated at what they're doing with it. I didn't like what they're doing with it. It went from being my favorite Paradox game to one of my least favorite Paradox games. So I had to step away from it for a while. Just couldn't play it anymore. And I eventually have come back to it over this year, and I've been enjoying it for what it is. Is it historical? No. Did the mechanics make sense? No. Is everything they've added good? No. A lot of the stuff they've added is terrible. However, they've done a lot to make it a better game. It's fun. If you just if you play it for what it is, it's an enjoyable experience. So I have come back to it. I've been liking it. So I wanted to put it here on the channel, and I know that this is going to be a first-time experience of this game for some people on this channel. They came through to the channel probably from Hearts of Iron, and they have never seen this game before. So because of that, because this is going to be the first time some people have seen the game, I do want a completely unmodded vanilla experience here. I have several quality of life mods, including ones that I've made, that I would like to use, but we're not going to. Maybe in the next campaign, guys. Also, because of the fact that this is going to be a first-time experience for some people, we're going to be playing with a European country. I know that Dharma is focused on India. They're going to be doing a lot with India. So it makes sense to play as an Indian country. However, for us, not having played this game on the channel for so long, I just think it'd be smart to play in Europe, where you get the best representation of what this game is. This is still the most played area. Most players still play in Europe. It's also the most fleshed out area, despite the fact that they have had a DLC to flesh out many areas. I know Africa, obviously, you can tell Africa's been fleshed out quite a bit. Eastern Europe, they've had DLC for that. They've had DLCs for Asia, DLCs that cover the North American tribes. So yeah, there's other areas have been fleshed out, but let's be honest, Europe is still the most fleshed out area when it comes to mechanics and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and hop into this. I just wanted to explain why we're playing in Europe, despite it being a Dharma DLC. Also why we're not playing with any mods. Especially certain ones that I've made myself, which would make sense for us to play with, excuse me. So let's go ahead and start it. We got 5 options after I eliminated those 2, and I'm going to go over each one, and we're just going to go from west to east, I guess. So the first option's going to be Aragon. So as Aragon, you can kind of see their holdings stretch out across the Mediterranean. They got a lot of islands. So obviously it's going to be naval focused, though more of a Mediterranean fleet. And we'll probably find ourselves getting involved in Italy. Of course, we have Naples, which is a junior partner of Aragon. So we're definitely going to get involved in Italian affairs. And then, of course, we're going to want to deal with the Iberian Peninsula. Now, the reason why I chose Aragon is because I don't play as them very often. Typically, when I play in the Iberian Peninsula, I play as either Portugal or Castile. Portugal, the reason why I'm not playing as them, because I actually just did a campaign with them before the one that I'm currently playing, which is Milan. Portugal's a blast though, so I did consider it despite the recent campaign I've done. Been playing with Milan, guys, and this has been a super fun campaign. Really enjoying it so far. I've already taken over all of northern Italy, and then now I got to deal with the powerful papal states that has the central and southern Italy. I also have a lot of really powerful, I almost called them puppet states because I'm still in Hearts of Iron mode, subjects, vassals. I have a Brandenburg that's really powerful. I've kind of built them out over here, given them land. They're kind of my subject in Germany, and I have another powerful one subjects as well. I just can't remember who the hell it was. But yeah, I've had a couple of powerful subjects, and yeah, I've really taken Milan to be a great power. I think we're like the number 5 country in the world. But yeah, definitely enjoyable campaign. I've liked it a lot. It's the first time I played as Milan too. So yeah, Aragon. Let's get back on a track. Yeah, we're gonna play as them instead of Castile, because I've kind of made a rule here that I'm not gonna play as any of the 3 most powerful countries, just because they're a little bit too easy. So that would be Castile, France, and the Ottoman Empire. They're just too easy. So yeah, we'll play as Aragon. I think it should be a fun campaign. Obviously, we're going to want to get control of all Spain. How we do that, we'll just have to see. We could do it through war, attack Castile, or we could do it diplomatically and try and get a marriage with them. Of course, I think there's an event for the Iberian wedding. So we'll just have to see what happens there, guys. Should be a fun campaign, definitely focused on trade, the naval aspect, and of course, colonization. We're going to want to do some colonization of Spain, because how could you not? So the second option will be England. Now, England, as far as development goes, is far more powerful than Aragon. Really, they're almost as powerful as France. But I don't really feel that they're one of the most powerful countries, one of the easier countries to play as in the beginning, because they're in such a weak position. If you look at their monarch, he's King Henry VI. He's got 000 power ratings all the way across. So he's really bad. And Henry VI, typically, he's only 22 years old. He typically lives pretty long. I mean, he often lives to like 60-something, 70, 80-something years old. So that's anywhere from 40 to 60 years with a garbage monarch. It can be very challenging. It really puts you back quite a bit in regards to everything, ideals, technology. So, of course, Henry VI is a problem. But you have the War of the Roses, so that might be one way to get rid of Henry VI. However, the War of the Roses is, what the game calls disasters. It's problematic. That's one of the... I think there's another disaster, too. But that's one of the early disasters you can face as England. And I want to say... I can't recall what it was, but I want to say there's another... early game disaster as well England has to deal with. And then, of course, you have France threatening your holdings here. And they're quite powerful. They have a very large army. So you have to deal with that to try and keep your lands here. And God, yeah, they've added so much. I haven't even realized, because I've been playing over here in Italy, and then I played as Portugal. I haven't really seen just how much they changed the map here since the last time I played as England or France. A lot of new provinces. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, England would be a typical English game. We try and keep our holdings here in France. We would attempt to conquer Scotland and Ireland. We would try and probably stay off the continent outside of France, and just try and influence other countries diplomatically, while we waited to be able to unlock our exploration techs so that we can begin exploring and colonizing. Obviously, England's a very good country to colonize as, even if historically they didn't do it until the 17th century. We would be doing it much earlier. It might not be the first ideal or two that we got, ideal group, but it would be maybe at least the third, probably, so that we could get out there before too much of the lands have been colonized. So yeah, very fun campaign, traditional campaign, of course. But yeah, I think it'll be enjoyable and challenging from the beginning. Of course, England can become amazingly powerful, which is always fun, turning them into the Great United Kingdom, or Great Britain, I believe. I don't think they get the United Kingdom. But yeah, turn them into Great Britain. Can always be a blast. The next country, number 3, Savoy. So Savoy is probably the second weakest country in far as development goes. On the options here. So if you want a more challenging experience to watch, Savoy is probably going to be the most challenging one, actually, because then the fact that we have France here as a neighbor who's very ambitious and seeks to expand into our lands, and of course they have their I believe these guys are they're allied with France. So yeah, pretty much the whole western part of your borders here is under threat from France. So maybe an alliance might be a good idea, get an alliance with them. As for the way, our goal would be to recreate Italy, so pretty much what I've been doing with Milan. I just wanted to play in Italy again just because it's so fun, but I didn't want to play as Milan again because, I mean, we already did that. I should be showing you guys the ideals here in case, I'm assuming that most of you guys are familiar with it, but I guess I could just hover over them once. Yeah, but we would attempt to expand into northern Italy, conquer all Italy, and become Italy. Probably wouldn't be colonization focused, unlike the other two. I don't know that we'd be doing too much colonization. We'd probably, like I said, come to dominate Italy, maybe play a role in the imperial politics, I don't know, but definitely would want to expand into North Africa. Of course, one of the interesting aspects about this one compared to the other two is that they are in the Holy Roman Empire, at least initially. It seems like Northern Italy almost always leaves the Empire. And most of the campaigns I play, it seems they always leave the Empire shortly after the game starts. But initially, they are part of these are all imperial provinces, so it is difficult to expand in them because, you know, obviously the Emperor demands the provinces back, and of course you got to deal with those modifiers, so it is difficult to expand in the Holy Roman Empire. So it does add a little challenging element there. Overall, I think this could be a really fun campaign, so that's option number 3. Option number 4 would be Brandenburg. Now, I know, guys, this is an incredibly popular country to play as. I haven't played as them in a long time, though. That's why they're on the list. And plus, they are, you know, a weaker country. They're the weakest development-wise of all the ones. I would say Savoy might be a little bit more challenging for us to play as, but they're pretty weak. But yeah, we'd be attempting to form Brandenburg Prussia, you know, become Prussia, expand our holdings in northern Germany, which, of course, is just as challenging as in Italy because you got to deal with the Holy Roman Empire and all that. You know, all those issues. Of course, they don't leave the Empire, unlike Northern Italy. So yeah, it's a challenging experience. Now, whether we decided to become the Emperor, content with the Habsburgs for control of the imperial throne, or if we just went the historical route, attempt to unify all northern Germany, eventually become the German tag. Those are two different options that we can go with. But yeah, I know that they're more powerful than they seem. I know they're very popular for YouTubers. You know, they have all these massive army modifiers here, which are incredibly powerful. So I know that they're a popular country to play as. They're a powerful country to play as, despite their development size. But I think it'll be fun. Now, the reason why we're playing is all major powers, or, you know, soon-to-be major powers. I mean, you can easily turn either one of these countries into major powers within, you know, a few decades of playing. But the reason why we're playing as them is, once again, I want to show the experience that you get from EU4. Already you got to fast forward a lot in this game. It's 400 years time, so there's a lot of fast forwarding in this game. But it's even more so if you play as like a little tiny country. It's more, you know, for those people coming from Hearts of Iron, it is definitely more realistic to play as one of these little countries, and then in Hearts of Iron, where if you like played it as Luxembourg, oh, you're gonna have a difficult experience, and maybe not the funnest experience either. I don't know. It really just depends on how good of a player you are and how much you can really manipulate the game's mechanics. More than anything, because you're set up to lose as Luxembourg. Here it's more realistic to play as a little country. However, it does result in a lot of time fast forwarding. It takes a long time before you get to be a major power. I mean, it's I don't know, a little slower start. So that's the reason why we're going to play as countries that are slightly bigger than these one province minors here. So that is the 4th country, and the 5th and final country is Poland. So this is the only country that is not in the Western technology group, which does mean that now tech groups don't affect technology as much as they used to before, because really it's all about the institutions. However, Poland is a bit far from the institutions. They're typically found in northern Italy or in Germany somewhere. So it does take a little while to get over to Poland, and plus their provinces are not very inducive for having those institutions spread. They spread really, really slow here. So you do have that tech penalty. So you find yourself behind in the Westerners, and you got the Westerners all to your west. So you do have you know, an enemy here that often is technologically superior to you. So that's a interesting, challenging element. You got the Teutonic Order up here in the north. Oh yes, I forgot to mention with Brandenburg, we could also colonize. That is definitely a realistic possibility once we get some ports here, that we could always colonize as the Brandenburg Prussians. So that could be a fun element too that I should mention. But it's probably largely focused on land warfare as Brandenburg. And Poland's very much the same, except for we're probably not going to be colonizing. But it's very much focused on the land warfare with the Teutonic Order to the north and the Hungarians, which are possible rivals to the south. And then, of course, you got Lithuania here to the east. Now, Poland starts out without a king. I think there's an event or something like that that gives them a king. I don't remember because it's been a long time since I played Poland and vanilla. Last time I played Poland was actually in my mod where I have an event that also, results in kind of getting a king for Poland. However, mine's way better than vanilla, so I need to petition Paradox to use my event. It's probably out of date. I'm sure I could update it, but my event is way better than theirs. But I think they get a king soon after you start playing, and then of course Lithuania. I don't know if you guys recall, they used to be underneath Poland from the start of the game. They used to be a junior in a union with Poland. Now they don't start out that way. I don't remember when they changed that. I think it might have been a while ago. So I believe there's an event that does tie them together again. I could be wrong though. So you might be able to get Lithuania into your hands, in which case you'd be able to form the Polish Commonwealth, probably be a goal of ours. And then once you do get control of all this land, then you got to deal with usually a powerful rival in Russia, typically Muscovy. They usually form Russia. Very powerful rival to the east. And then to the south, you have the Ottomans and Crimea. You often have to fight them as Poland, and Ottomans are incredibly powerful. So definitely a challenging experience, I think, as Poland. As a major country, it's one of the more challenging you're going to get in Europe if you're not playing as a minor. So I think it could be really fun. Plus, they get the really awesome cavalry here. The cavalry in Poland is great. They have that cheaper cavalry, of course, but I believe there's a modifier. Yes, there we go, guys. 33% cavalry combat ability. So, yeah, they get the really awesome cavalry units here. So that's always fun. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all 5 of the countries to go over them again. Not that you need to, because you can read them right up here, but it's Aragon, England, Brandenburg, Savoy, and Poland. So pretty much whichever one gets the most votes will be the one we're going to be playing as. I'm really looking forward to the campaign. As far as how I'm going to be playing this campaign, it's going to be the way I play in Hearts of Iron, guys. I'm a slower player. I take my time. I don't rush. I know some YouTubers like to try and get a campaign done in 10 episodes, and they're just rushing, fast forward into that shit. I'm a more meticulous player, more slower. I don't know. It's just funner for me. I don't really know how EU4 players on YouTube, EU4 YouTubers play. I've only heard, from other people that it seems like min-maxing kind of dominates that community. The map painters dominate, where they attempt to paint the entire world their map, and that's their goal for the campaign. I'm not that, guys. I'm not the map painter, so if that's what you're looking for, the min-maxer, the map painter in this game, then I'm probably not the campaign you're going to want to be watching, because I of course do like to expand my empire. I like taking new provinces. I like getting bigger, but I also like to roleplay, guys. I like to roleplay a bit. I like having subject countries, making them more powerful. I like, I don't know. I just don't like painting the map. That's not fun to me. Trying to make the whole map my color, I don't know. It's tedious and boring and just not fun. So I don't play that way. This is no matter who we play as, it's not gonna be a world conquest. We're not gonna attempt to color everybody. It's gonna be more role playing a little bit. So should be fun if you enjoy that sort of thing. And so I hope to see you on the series. Make sure you vote on the video here. Once again, it's gonna be in the top right corner. And I do hope to see you guys on the campaign, because I'm really looking forward to it. Just trying something new. We've been playing Hearts of Iron 4 for a long time on the channel without really playing any other Paradox games. I think we did a little bit of Stellaris here and there, but for the most part we've just been playing Hearts of Iron. So I'm really looking forward to doing another Paradox game on the channel. So hope you guys are looking forward to it as well, particularly those of you who are not familiar with the game. I think my campaign will be a good way to learn how to play. It's not gonna be a tutorial campaign or anything like that, but you guys know how I do. I talk a lot. I don't shut up. So typically when I'm talking, I talk about why I'm doing things. So I think it will be a good tutorial type campaign. Plus, even though I haven't played the game a lot over the last couple of years, outside of the last 2 campaigns I just did, Portugal and now Milan, and I did an Ottoman Empire one as well, I don't know, that was a while ago, 8 months ago or something like that. But yeah, I am actually very, very familiar with this game. Like, I know the code like the back of my hand, so I really know how mechanics work and all that kind of stuff for the most part. Some of the new stuff I'm still kind of learning. But I think it would be a good campaign to learn if you are not familiar with EU4. So if you are excited for the campaign, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when that campaign starts, and thanks for watching, guys.